a kind of crappy quality like laptop just because I don't want to have to grab out my camera and like set everything up. So this is the quality you're going to receive, so I'm sorry. But today I'm going to be talking about Warped Tour 2018 and how Warped Tour has been like probably one of the biggest factors in my music taste. Like, it's helped me discover like so many artists and stuff. And it's gonna be crazy when it's gone. I hope that they'll still like tour places around here maybe. First Vans Warped Tour I ever went to I think was in 2014. My 10th to 11th grade year is the first time that I went to Warped Tour. And so that was when I was 15 years old, I think. I saw Mice and Men, and let me tell you, that was like the craziest experience ever. Like, that was great, and I'm so glad I got to see them before Austin left, because that day that he left, like, I literally, my heart broke. Like, I know he has a lot of issues with Marfan syndrome and all that, and I know it was for the benefit of his health, which I understand, but it was just hard because he had been such an inspiration to me and like a lot of other people who really like their music. And I feel like Mice and Men isn't going to be the same now, but they still make some good music. But I just feel like my heart will always be with the old of Mice and Men. But yeah, so watching them was live was amazing. I just remember Austin when he like, because I was like probably 7 feet away from the barrier because I was like the second or third row of people. And I just remember seeing, he like looked at me and like pointed, and I was like, oh my gosh, because like I was going all in. Like I knew all the words of the songs, like I was jumping. And then I remember when they did the depths, when it was like that beginning part, we all were sitting like on the ground, and then when he was like get up, we all like jumped up in the air and were jumping. It was so awesome. I'll just always remember that, and that's honestly, it was probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to, was that one. It was like the first rock concert I ever really went to, and it started like my music taste, I guess. But when I went to Warped Tour last year, I actually saw one of my favorite bands of all time, Being as an Ocean. I'm repping them. But yeah, I cried the entire set, like when they came on. And I met Joel, and he was so down to earth. He gave me a hug, and he gave me hugs twice because the first time I had been like waiting to see Fit for a King, and this girl came over to me, and I was complimenting her on her tattoo, which was a Being as an Ocean tattoo, and she said, oh yeah, Joel's just right over there at like the stand thing. And I was like, what, Joel's over there? And so I like ran over, and I told my friend to like save my spot over at like the stage, even though there was like no one there because it was gonna start like an hour later. But I always like to get to the sets early so I can be up front. So I run over to Joel, and I'm like, okay, Alyssa, be cool. And so I go over to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your music. It's just helped me through so much. And I just started crying like right in front of him. And of course he knew how to handle it because he's probably had people like cry in front of him before. So he just gave me a hug. And then I bought a t-shirt, and yeah, it was pretty lit. Got a picture with him right before I started bawling, him and Rosie, so that was awesome. She's a great artist. I really like her. And they were both just really down to earth people. And so I went back to watch the rest of the set, or watch the set of the show, which was awesome. I wish they would have played This Loneliness, but they probably didn't have the chance to do that. But hopefully next time I see them, they'll do that. So I watched their set. They played mostly from their new album and a couple from their older albums, which was awesome. Like the hardest part, I think they played that one. And after that, I went back to where their tent was, and I waited in line, and I got Michael and Joel's signatures on my shirt. I didn't get all of the band members' signatures, so hopefully next time I see them, I'll be able to get VIP so I can get the rest, because that will be very awesome. This year is going to be really exciting because I get to see the Amity again. I saw them when they were on tour with Being as an Ocean, and at the time I actually didn't know Being as an Ocean at all. I actually discovered them because of that tour, so it sucked because they performed This Loneliness, and they performed all these songs that I love, and I didn't even know it at the time that I would like they would become like my favorite band, and then they left, and then I became like obsessed with them literally right after I saw them in concert. So it sucks. So hopefully, if they come on tour again to the U.S., I'll be able to hear all the other songs that I haven't been able to hear live. But back to the Amity. When I saw them live, it was amazing. I cried my eyes out, of course. And so I heard they were going to be on Warp Tour. I was so excited because they were really awesome live. Like I was excited because like they were another band that I love, and they're probably one of my top 5 favorite bands. So I'm stoked to see them again and hopefully hear more songs from their older albums, because I know they played a lot of Let the Ocean Take Me, because I think that was when they had released their album. No, it was This Could Be Heartbreak. They played a lot of that album because that was like their new like release or whatnot. And I'm gonna be seeing Wage War because that's another band that I really want to see live. And I saw that they were coming, and I literally screamed because I have really gotten into them like this past year. I think they're really underrated, but I think they're gonna like get really popular. And I just am really excited to see them because I've heard that they're amazing live, and they have a good stage presence. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're like and see if they really bring everything to the table that people have been saying. One of the biggest things that I'm going to miss about Warped Tour was like the feeling like everyone there is not judging you. Like you feel like you're in this like area, in this place, and you just feel like no one's there to judge you, or no one's gonna think you're weird, or I don't know. I like never have anxiety when I'm at Warped Tour because I just feel like we're all there for like a similar purpose of just listening to music and enjoying ourselves and like connecting with other people who are interested in the same like bands as us. It's gonna be really sad to see that space for people to really connect with others that have similar music tastes as them go away, because I know that it's hard and it's expensive to go to a lot of different concerts with different groups. And I feel like the Warped Tour was a really good way, like a really affordable way to be able to see a lot of bands that you love live. And it would be during the summer outside, so it's double the fun because, I mean, even though you do get dehydrated really easily. So some things like that I would suggest about if this is your first year going to Warped Tour, even though it's the last year, would be to bring a water bottle and try to drink as much water as you can before you get to the place, because it is always super hot during Warped Tour, like no matter what. And I think that dehydration can be something that you don't even recognize is happening until you feel like you're gonna pass out while you're waiting for a set. And so I would bring water and make sure that you drink a lot before you get to the gates. And they're gonna make you pour out your water bottle because they always do that, even though you say that it's not alcohol. Like I've told them, I'm like, it's not alcohol, you can smell it, but they still pour it out because that's protocol. And make sure, like, see if you can bring a couple snacks. Like I've done this through the years and they haven't said anything. I brought like fruit snacks and granola bars, just something to keep your blood sugar up while you're in like the set or the waiting for like one of the people to open. Then you can eat something just to keep your body like not feel like you're gonna pass out if you're like, because like I know food isn't the top priority at Warped Tour. We all know this. We probably eat like one slice of pizza the whole day. If you go to Warped Tour, when you go to purchase like food, you don't actually purchase the food. You purchase these tickets, and then they give you these tickets. You purchase like $20 worth of tickets, and they give you these tickets, and then you go and buy food with the tickets. It'll be like 4 tickets for a slice of pizza. So then you use your tickets that you bought. Always make sure to stock up on tickets, but don't buy too many because you think you're going to use more than you do. So I always buy 20 just to make sure I have enough, but I always end up only using like 10, and then I have 10 food tickets left over. So I'm going to try not to do that this year, but make sure you're not buying too many because you don't want to waste them at the end of the day. Always stick with someone when you're at Warped Tour, and if you feel like you're splitting up for like different sets, because I know I did. I went alone a couple times to watch the other bands while my friends went to see other bands during last year. And so always make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. Like, even if you feel safe at Warped Tour, you don't know what other people's intentions are, so make sure that you're very aware of what's going on at all times, especially if you're like a young girl like I was last year and I still am. So like, be aware of what's going on, because there's some creepy people out there and some crazy people out there. So, and during like a set, if you feel like you want to get involved in the mosh pit, always make sure that, one, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know you're gonna get punched or kicked or anything, because when I went into the mosh pit last year, I ended up having a huge bruise on my arm because this guy punched me when he was doing like this spinning thing. He apologized because, I don't know, they didn't see me or something, but like, I don't know why they apologized, because I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. But just know that it's gonna hurt. Like, you're gonna get punched or kicked or something. So know that if someone falls, you should help them up. If a pit opens up around you and you don't want to be part of it, just try to go run to the side as quickly as possible. I'm sure people will understand and get out of your way to let you in, because they know, like, not everyone wants to be involved in the pit because it gets intense. But another reason, like, if you're gonna be by the barrier of the concert, make sure that you hold on to your spot, because like, people will try to steal your spot, because I've had that happen where people have like tried to push me out of the way, and you just have to really hold on, like, for dear life, or else people will start to pull you away from like the barrier to try to take your spot when the song starts. When the music starts, it's gonna happen, I can guarantee. So make sure that you're guarding your spot with your life. When you use the toilets, make sure to sanitize them as best as possible. I mean, I don't usually sit down when I use the toilets at Warped Tour, since they're porta potties. I just kind of hover. I don't know. I remember once when I went to go to the bathroom, and as I was on the porta potty, I forgot that Black Veil Brides was playing a set, and at the time I really liked them. So I was hovering, like, going to the bathroom, and I heard, like, outside, I heard a song being played. I don't remember which one it was. They were playing, and I started singing in the porta potty, and I got out and I washed my hands, and then I went and watched the rest of their set, and it was awesome. I think they were really good live, if I remember correctly, but I don't really listen to them that much anymore. But I was really obsessed with them, like, way back, like in 10th grade. In conclusion of all this, I feel like Warped Tour ending is really sad. I feel like they could have maybe passed it to someone else or sold it to a new owner. This is honestly, it's just hard on like the alternative music scene, because it was a way for smaller bands to be able to reach out to new people, get them noticed, and to really grow like their music and their fan base. But like, it's kind of, they're just taking it away from a lot of groups and people that used Warped Tour as a way to try to expand their horizons, I guess, in fan base and music base. Like, it was a way for me personally even to expand my music taste and find new bands that became my favorites. Like, I found 4 Years Strong at Warped Tour, and they're like one of my favorites now. And I think that it's kind of sad to see something like this end, but maybe that's kind of like, maybe this could be a publicity stunt, and they're saying, oh, this is the last Warped Tour, but then maybe next year it's going to be like under new management or something, and they're going to have like the same amount of dates, but we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So I actually still need to buy my ticket, so I'm probably going to do that today or soon. It's just really sad to see something like this end, especially something that impacted me and a million other people's lives so much. And I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure out a new way, or like, if they just have a date in Wisconsin, I'll probably go to that. Like, if they cut it down to only a certain number of like cities or something, then I'll probably just go to the one that's nearest to me, because I don't want to miss out on something. Like, if they're still gonna do Warped Tour but just a couple different cities and not like a full like state, or full 50 states, whatever, how many states they do Warped Tour, I know they're gonna cut it down to like a couple cities, so hopefully they'll have one near my state that I can go to. Other than that, I don't know. Leave your comments below if you have any of like your opinions on Warped Tour. How did Warped Tour affect your music taste? Did you discover your favorite bands there? Do you think that Warped Tour is gonna stay, or do you think it's actually ending for real? And let me know what you think about that. And then hit like and subscribe. Comment below some video ideas if you have them, and let me know like some of your favorite bands. Alright, see you guys next time, and goodbye.